Hello, honey roses. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your subscribes. You are appreciated. And if you need anything from me, you could check my store that's linked to this video. You could click any item, and then once you get to the item, you can actually browse the store with the browse all option that's on the top left corner of the website. Okay? I hope you're having a good day so far. Good day to you all. Good day. All right. I heard whatever you choose the right way. Hey, what'd he say? What'd he say? Let me tell you how, right? My friend randomly called me late last night. I don't know, it was like 9 something. She's like, girl, what you doing? I'm like, girl, no, I'm just thinking about life. I was just thinking. She was like, you wanna come outside? You wanna go just sit down somewhere? I was like, okay, come on, let's go, bro. That's a friend. Call you 9, 10 o'clock at night, like, come on, let's go. Oh, where we going? Come on, let's go, right? And we got to the destination, and there's like a little area where you could be outside. So we was outside just talking, right? Just a little chit chat, catch up time, right? You know, you catch up with your peoples. And we were just hearing like arguments in certain areas, and we all calm and laughing and talking. Then we look, and some dude is just belligerent outside, okay? First he was arguing with the I guess that was the bar, not really the bar, I guess it was the bartender. Arguing with the bartender. But it's not really a bartender though, because it wasn't a club, or it wasn't a lounge. You know, it was actually a restaurant, but you could eat outside too. But we didn't eat, we just went and, yeah, we were just talking, we were just outside. So he's arguing with the people, then his homies trying to pull him away, and he just was acting like a beast, just acting crazy. But I know it was because he was intoxicated, and I'm just like that's what happens to us guys out here looking crazy. That ain't right, you know. When I see that bothers me. And his friends was trying to calm him down, and they was calmed. They seemed like some good friends because they was dealing with his energy. His energy was all over the place. He was like, nah, chill, nah. Why y'all acting like that towards me? He was like, gang. He was just tripping, but it was nothing to trip about. You could tell he was tripping on his own. It was his own energy, but he couldn't control himself, you know? So you guys might be dealing with somebody around you that can't control themselves. It's like, I want to say, be mindful. Be mindful of people that can't control themselves. People like that can get you into some karma of theirs. They can wrap you right up. They can reel you in and wrap you right up into it, okay? Don't get caught up in there. That's the worst place to get caught up in. Yeah, so that's the energy that I'm picking up on right now. I don't know if that's a part of this message. I just wanted to share that because it was actually disturbing to see, like, because that was the main one that was tripping. You know, after that it was back to calm. But it's funny because at the same time he was tripping, somebody else started tripping on the other side, right? It was like, what is going on over here? Like, you know? I heard that energy could be contagious. Yeah. That's a spirit. That's why it's contagious. It could body hop. And I know he was intoxicated. I mean, maybe he wasn't. I don't know the dude, but you know what you see when you see it. Okay. Be careful not to allow anybody else's energy to jump on you as well. There's something here. Because I didn't plan on saying that, it just came to me, so I just said it. Let me see what Spirit has to say. Spirit, come through. What do you want them to know about? Don't sacrifice your, I heard notoriety. Hold on. Let me make sure I have the correct definition of notoriety. Don't allow someone else's behavior to affect your notoriety, is what I'm getting. Hold on. A state of being famous or well known for some bad quality or deed. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be famous. It could be just like your reputation. You know, some people you could be around them and it could just be an embarrassment because they don't know how to conduct themselves. And it's like, come on, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, it's something like that I'm getting, like somebody that just do things sometimes that just don't make the sense that you needed to make. It's like Spirit is telling you, be around stability, be around stable people. That dude last night was so unstable. You know, like he was shoving and pushing and tripping and they was calm. It's almost like they know that this person can get like that, but they still love him. You know, that's what it felt like. They still love him and they probably, you know, the next morning, like today, probably like, you know what you did last night? They're like, my fault, I was tripping. my fault, I was tripping. You know? But still, even if somebody's around you that you do have love for, it's okay to love them. I'm not saying that. However, it's also okay to check them and let them know you was tripping, you need to stop it. Okay? Because what is that? And that's in a loving way. It's not like all harsh. Like trying to start an argument, like, no, you don't gotta get like that. You can just say what you have to say. I heard say what you have to say or walk away. Because I'm seeing the 8 of Cups right here. So it's the 6 of Wands, the Emperor, the 8 of Cups, and the Tower. Some people choose to walk into a tower. Okay, they choose, and I mean, towers could be good as well. However, some people can cause you to walk into their tower. That tower was never yours to walk into, so it'll draw you into their karmic cycle because of their choices that they're making. You see what I'm saying? So Spirit wants you to be mindful of that, okay? Because don't nobody have no time, okay? Taking action for yourself. Taking action for yourself is here. When it comes to who you are as a person and what you stand for. Like, you know, who you are as a person and what you stand for. Because it's always this is tricky, right? Because not always, but many times, even if you do your best to be the best person you could be, you know, you treat people with respect and love, and like you come at people a certain way, but then when they come at you, then you got to put them in their place real quick. Like that type of energy, I feel like that's just like a stand-up person, because it's like, I'm not disrespecting you, like don't disrespect me energy. I feel like that's just a stand-up person. That's somebody who, they don't want no problems, but they could be a problem if you make it a problem, you see? And it's about standing up for yourself like that. I heard sometimes you gotta be quiet before you speak. That's about discernment that they're talking about now. Sometimes you gotta be quiet before you speak. Sometimes, not all the time. There's something here about some individuals not... Okay, it's like you feel a sense of... I want to say comfort within yourself, but it's more so like it's this, I don't know, it's like I want to say a triumphant stability, but why triumphant? Like you've gotten through a lot of things. You've had a lot of victories in your life. So being that you've had so many victories in your life, it's like changing you and how you perceive things, okay? It's making you so strong. It's making you stronger to the point where things that you would never had said before, you say now. You don't have a problem saying what you need to say. So you are the person that would tell someone like you know that what you're doing could affect you in a negative way. Even if the person kind of, I don't know, it feels like how you are, many of you, not all of you, because everybody doesn't have this energy, but the energy I'm picking up on is you actually being able to say things that you wouldn't say before because you don't want to ruffle anyone's feathers. You didn't want to overstep your boundaries, right? But when you become someone who understands from a higher level, you know if you don't say something that someone that you care about could crash out. You know if you don't say something, then something bad could happen. So you're willing to take the risk of that person getting mad at you than to see them harm themselves unknowingly. Because many times, people around us, they behave a certain way because they don't know about something yet. There's something that you might know that they don't know yet. So you just expressing yourself to them about, and this really, see, because if you don't know the person like that, you can still deliver it in a way where someone can receive it. It's just that some people have that belligerent energy where if you tell them anything, they're not going to want to hear it. And I'm not saying tell people what to do. It's more so of like giving someone an option, like, look, you could do it like this because this way could cause this, that, and that. Do you want this, that, and that? Or do you want the other options that could be more favorable for you? It's your choice. This is your life. You choose. I just want to show you, because if I don't show you and I see something and I don't show you, then I'm going to feel some type of way. Like I should have said something. You know, I should have said something. I just picked up this energy where someone's fearful to speak to their child about something that's heavy to talk about. Just say it. Just say it. I just picked up that energy and it came out of nowhere, and I haven't picked up a parent and child energy in a while. The last time I picked it up was months ago, and it was like about a young man that was just not listening to his mother and tripping and getting in trouble. But that was a long time ago. It might have been last year. That was a long time ago. But I don't always pick that up, but I just picked it up again. And there's someone has like a child or a brother, so a younger energy that is not making the best choices. Say something. I just want to say something to them, even if they get mad at you. Like, show them what the actions could cause. Like, what are the consequences? Sometimes people need to see that, because for some reason, some people think that they have like this invincible, like they're indestructible. And I actually have a cousin like that. Think he indestructible, but he not. And I tell him that all the time. Watch what you do. Watch what you getting into. But you know, people gonna do what they want to do regardless of anything. But at least I know I said something, and I feel like I have to say that to somebody. There's something that you need to say to somebody. Say it. Just say it. It don't matter how it go. It don't matter if somebody crash out on you or if somebody get mad at you and might curse you, cuss you out, whatever, however you want to say it. If you know that you're doing it with good intentions, you're coming from a place of good intention, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. However, use your discernment, because sometimes if you could tell a person is not going to receive it, you gotta check somebody's temperature too, because you don't want to do that if somebody is just like completely blocked off of receiving. But you'll know if someone's willing to receive. And if you close like that to a person, then regardless of anything, then you could say it regardless. However, if you don't know them like that, you want to use discernment, okay? Because if it's going to be a waste of your breath, then it doesn't make sense. However, there's another thing here. Sometimes people will reject you, many times I should say, because as adults, many adults don't want to listen to nobody's direction and instruction. So the thing is that that's just like ego, though. That's all ego. However, if you say something to someone where they don't receive it first because they don't want to be told what to do, which is normal, over time, not sure how long, it could be a long time or a short time, they will reflect on what you said, and it's either they're going to recognize what you were saying was out of love, or they're going to reject it still. And then they may come around and say, you know what? I think I see what the collective was trying to tell me. It's just that I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to subscribe to it. But then they realize that there is some work they need to do. There are some things that they need to walk away from. In life, there's a lot of walking away from things that you feel comfortable with. And that part is difficult because it's comforting just because you've been doing it. It could be the most horrible, toxic thing ever, but you find comfort in it because you've been doing it. And to walk away from it is difficult, but then there's a sense of relief, but then there's a sense of dismay, okay? And sometimes it takes a very long time for people to walk away from what they know they should have been walked away from. Just for that reason, like I said, it's a sense of comfort that you receive. Even if it's comfort in toxicity, it's familiar, okay? I just heard you have the choice. You always have the choice. Don't forget that you always have the choice. Regardless of anybody's opinion and what anybody says, you always have the choice, okay? The truth is about this is like, in all that we do, we have to learn that not everyone is going to choose to wield their will in a way that's going to be beneficial to them. And that could hurt you, okay? That's something that could really bother you because you're going to care about certain people, and then you're going to realize that they don't care about themselves as much as you care about them. And then you have to back up. You won't have to back up because if you see a certain way that they're choosing to live and be, that is their truth. And they clearly see that as a prize, whatever way that they choose to live. And if that's what they're choosing, then that's what it is, even if they are under an illusion. With this Seven of Cups coming out in the Page of Cups. It's something where they'll never feel like they have enough there. However, they get addicted to that phase of life that's supposed to be a phase, and it becomes permanent. A phase becoming permanent in their life. And then by the time that they open their eyes and see that what they've been choosing to do has not really benefited them, their life would be almost over. And I don't say that in like a negative way. I'm just saying that every day is another day. And it's either you're going to use these days towards something that I want to say. Let me see. You want to build these days towards your purpose, towards uplifting people, towards I heard being a good Samaritan, but it's more than that. It's like recognizing that those around you are your brothers and sisters, and I'm not, sometimes your real brothers and sisters be toxic. They have toxic ways. You still love them, but it's like, oh gosh. Sometimes, not all the time, but many times it's like that. Sometimes it's like those sibling rivalries. That's a real thing. That happens for real. And, but still on a spiritual level, We all have skin and bone, flesh and blood. We all have a mind. We all have a mouth to speak. We all have a heart. We all have a soul and a spirit. Look at somebody from their soul. Look at somebody from their spirit. Who is that spirit? Don't just look on the outside. Don't just look at the physical. What's going on with the soul and the spirit? Some people walk around tormented because of their choices. And they attach themselves to these entities that begin to use them as a host. And this is a real thing now, okay? It's like this message is basically stating that it's going to be difficult to walk away from certain people. However, you will know deep down inside that you must, because they will drag you to wherever they at. And it's not in a good space. It's not a good place. Or they will feel some type of way about your growth. And these could be people that you grew up with. These could be people that you were around a lot. And then you'll start to notice that there's certain people, not everybody, but there's certain people that you can't talk to on a certain level because they can't, it's like they can't keep up. You're gonna have people that can't keep up with you. And it's just, the conversation is different. Your conversation is different, you know? It's not that you don't love them, it's that they just have more journey to travel in order to be able to connect with you on your vibration. And that's okay. It's not to put nobody down. It's not about that. It's just about, you can't force someone to be where you have, you can't force someone to walk where you have traveled. One must choose that on their own. No matter what, they have to choose that on their own. And if they don't choose that, then they don't. It's just like Spirit is telling you, don't hold yourself back from your destiny off the strength of someone else, no matter who it is, a friend, a family member, a partner that you feel that you should wait for. Live your life, you know, and connect with people who are stable and, you know, that you could actually communicate with on a deeper level so you can get to a place. Because some people, you could be around them and you're not getting anywhere, you know? So keep this in mind. Be around people you can learn from and who have a certain level of strength. And if they don't, okay, and some people, you could see that they want to learn, that's good too, because they'll show interest in the growth. If you're around people who don't show interest in growth, that's a red flag. You gotta get far away, okay? Because that is no bueno. No bueno. No bueno. No, 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 honey. No, no, no. Okay, that's it for this message, I think. I feel like I'm guided to get one more card. Let's see, to close it out. The King. It says the King. King energy. I heard a righteous king. Someone who cares. Someone who cares. You could be someone who cares. You could be in your power, right? It's good to be in your power. Be someone who cares. Ooh, and have control of your root chakra. See the red in between the hand? Have control of that root. You're more powerful when you have control of your root. When you have control of your sexual energy, you're so much more powerful. That makes you powerful. When you consciously make a decision instead of losing your mind, that makes you more powerful. Whatever decision you make, at least you made it. But you don't want to make decisions without your mind. I guess that would be rash. Is it rash or brash? Rash decision. I can't say the word right now. It's like shh. Is it rash or rash? What word is that? A rash? Is it rash decision? I think so. Yeah, it's rash. A rash decision. It's the S's and the C's right now for me. A rash decision is a choice made quickly and without careful thought, often leading to negative consequences. It's characterized by impulsive and a lack of consideration for potential outcomes. Essentially, it's jumping into something without looking first. Impulsiveness, lack of foresight, negative outcomes, and not that, but yeah. So when you are, what else is on here? When one makes decisions without intention involved, like good intentions, things must be intentional. Many of you want to work on your lower chakras, okay? Your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus, because all of those colors are here. Red, orange, and yellow. So it's like, you see how the top one is the brightest one? Once you get the lower chakras in order, you know, all up in that core area, you know, the core is your soul, you know, that's power, that's Kundalini area. If your Kundalini not right, then you can't connect to the ethers. The Kundalini starts in the waistline, you know, that's the wiggle in the middle. This starts there. If you ain't got that right, you gonna have some trouble. There's a golden pearl at the tip of the finger here. It's like a representation of bringing, I just heard, like connecting your soul to your crown. Remember I said this is the lightest part, that's when you can actually see, you know, like imagine like a beam of light rising from your waist and going through the top of your crown. And that's connecting your soul to the cosmos, right? To catch that wave. Then you start taking action from a spiritual perspective as opposed to the physical, because you controlled, it's a 360. I was talking about control in the beginning of the reading. You were able to control the most challenging aspects of yourself to control. Yeah, interesting. I just said they told me something. The lower chakras, which are all the chakras that I mentioned, root, sacral, and solar, those are chakras that connect you more to the earth, to the physical. And the upper chakras, you know, the heart, the throat, the intuition, and the crown, that connects you to the spiritual. That makes us a portal. It makes us a bridge. Just like the bull. Back to the bull again. It makes us the bridge because it's a connection. We have the connection inside of us. So if our chakras are not right, we're going to have problems connecting. So if you feel like you have trouble connecting to spirit, it's because your chakras aren't right. Some people feel like you can't have all of your chakras aligned. I think I've heard that before. I don't believe that is true, because when you do have them aligned, that's when you holistically connect to spirit. It's holistic. You don't need to go to somebody to sprinkle some magic sparkles on you or something and do something to you to make it work. You do it on your own. I heard when people do stuff like that, they go through the back door, because you should be able to do that on your own to connect in such a way. Okay. There's just certain steps that need to be taken in order for one to be able to do it, but it's possible for everybody. You know, everybody that's willing to believe that, you know, there's some foundational things that you need to know first before it could take place. However, I heard we got the power. Okay, so not everyone will be able to control themselves. However, the best thing you could do is to control yourself and be a beam of light that you are to those who have chosen to live in only darkness. Darkness is beautiful, but the person who lives in the dark will only see the darkness's beauty when they find the light within the darkness. I think that's it. That's my drop the mic moment. Boom. Everything you do, do it with love. I'll see you in the next message.